Aquarius, welcome, welcome. I hope everybody is good today. Welcome, welcome. My name is Patty and I'm here to do your intuitive tarot today, and it is mixed with astrology and numerology, so hopefully this brings an interesting tarot reading for you. I am also an empath that I use divine as my guidance, and I try to get all the information from divine as I can. Most of the energies are from there on the second dimension, as well as the astrology. So they all seem to work together. So, but the divine is where I get a majority of it. So this is to help you in your struggles, your trials, your challenges. Well, maybe you're at rock bottom, if you've been asking a question in that sense or whatever in that manner. So hopefully this helps guide you and bring you some peace and joy and some solace in that manner. All right, so the first three cards, and this is for the week of May 31st through the June 6th. If I can shuffle, and this is going to be the first card, divine. So this is maybe his message to you on something that you might have been asking. Maybe you're on the fence about something. This is your sort of card from him to you. All right, and I say him, but he is energy. He is also 3 in 1. You'll hear me say Holy Trinity, that holy, Father, Son, Holy Ghost kind of a thing, Holy Spirit. So second card is the current energies of the week, the 31st through the 6th, and third card is future energies, which are mostly astrology, is how I go by them. So let's see what they have to say today. All right. Yep. Definitely. So Divine's card is again about our processing and how we process things. It is the card of letting go and the number 8. Okay, letting go is probably one of the hardest things for a lot of human beings to do, because it means giving up control of something, or something that you're holding on to that has a lot of sentimental value or reason into it. Then it's asking to let go, and that's one of the hardest things to do. This is about your progress, though, and this is how you let go. Some of us have to let go, in baby steps. Some of us just say, I'm done, rip the Band-Aid off it, and they go. Some just it's just all different for each and every person. So this is a process that Divine is asking about this week, that maybe somebody just needs to let go or learn how to let go. All right. So the current energies is the spider. It's the creative projects. This is the harmonious side of us. This is the improving side of us. This is the creative, what we can do, what our mind can actually create to help finish some of our problems, to help find solutions to those problems. That is something that the spider is very creative in building his web, has lots of room to grow, can make that thing go really big or really small. It's not really limited, because he'll just keep building it bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So this is something in a creative sense that it's up to that person to be either limited or not. Thank you. That was very beautiful. So you're either limiting yourself in your creativity, or you're actually allowing yourself to grow leaps and bounds, because it is there is no boundary to creativeness. Okay. Our future energies is the deer, and that's also the number 4, which is growing more stable core foundation. This is growing something that you can actually get founded on and really start to really move from that place, because when something is solidly made and you can move from there, there's no shifting. It's going to go. It's just going to keep going. It's like putting a house on a shaky foundation. It's going to move all over the place. It's not really stable. You don't know if it's going to fall down, if it's going to stay standing. Whereas if we actually just build that foundation and it's nice and solid, that house is solid, that's going to stay there. It has good structure. You know it's going to last. You know it's going to keep going for years and years and years in the long run. That's where that number 4 is coming from. The deer is about gentleness and about diplomacy, about things happening the way that they need to happen, as well as being kind and gentle through the process to yourself. That is something that needs to be done for yourself, because we sometimes are the hardest on ourselves. Okay. So there is a process going on with somebody here in the process of letting go so that you can rebuild a new foundation. That's the divine's energy, and that is the planet's energy. That is also the retrograde energies, because we are in a retrograde with Saturn, Mercury, and Pluto. And those three energies, they want you to be unstable because they fight against each other, and Mercury is probably the biggest fighter of them all. However, this process that is going on with somebody here, this is about the long run. This is about the long haul of where you want to go. Yeah, definitely. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. So the divine is saying be patient through this process. It is not going to happen quickly. These energies of the deer, and I'm saying that these are, planetary energies, the astrology part. This is through June and July. Then so transition is happening for somebody. And so you have to begin to allow yourself to be limitless in what you can do in your creativity. So there's a transformation of letting go of probably old past ways, or maybe you just limit yourself. Maybe you just seem to limit yourself on the things that you can actually do and don't give yourself a chance to see how far you can take it. So for somebody that's probably where that is at. However, the temperance card here is give yourself some balance, give yourself some time to grow, to change, to let go of something, of that limiting factor. You got so hard control. Somebody's got such hard control, wanting hard control of everything, or they're also just so fearful that they just can't fathom themselves to allow them to be limitless again. So maybe something happened and it created you to close up, and now you just don't know if you can do that. But your capability is there. This is the current energy. Okay, this is the spider. This is saying, okay, how big do you want that web? If you were to go to the spider and say, just build me a small web. Okay, well, how big is a small to you? Because small to me is, teeny tiny, whereas small to somebody else could be really huge. So you have to really look into that. This is about you, though. So and the only way sometimes to look at ourselves is to look at, we don't want to compare what other people are doing, but we want to see what the capability of where we could go with it is. Again, limitless. Okay. So you just have to be patient with that process. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now, I can't seem to shuffle today. I'm sort of off a little bit today. I don't know what it is. But the thing is, I'm going to do a 7-card spread, which is called a horseshoe. This is sort of going to tell me a little bit about what's going on with you, what strengths you're having, what weaknesses you're having this week. And also at the very end, I will do love and relationships. Okay. That is something I am going to start doing. I don't normally do that, but a lot of the times Divine has us talk about things to work on ourselves. However, there are people out there seeking love or wanting love, or maybe in a relationship and want to know information. So I will be doing that from now on at the end of my readings. All right. So let's get started here, though. For somebody, though, in the past, I'm not going to do that. I'm doing a different spread, so I'm used to doing it a different way. 6, 7. Somebody in the past has not been patient at all. Somebody is just, their patience were really short, so they don't have that patience. And this is part of what's hindering you, that you need to grow this patience. You need to take the time to learn how to be patient. And that might be a first step for someone, because this has been sort of your past and your hindrance. And the thing is with that too, this first step is letting go of something, letting go of impatience. How about that? So some of us are impatient, and that's hard to let go, because, that's a whole trained, learned thing that we've done to ourselves. But the thing is, if you learn to be patient in the process, that is, again, the number 4, brings stability for your future. Okay, that brings more stability for your future, because then you can sort of take a deep breath and see that things are working and happening, that it is a different way of doing things. All right. All right. So let's see here. Boy, we've got the Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. So somebody does have a habit of thinking more of the earthly, worldly rewards that you can get more so than spiritual rewards. So this actually came up in Libras. This is interesting because it's sort of in reverse, but because I think Libras was this way. But this is all about you're sort of expecting that, or maybe you think that most of everything is rewards by earth kind of things, meaning tangible, meaning things that you can touch. So your reward would be, well, I got a nice house, or I got a nice car, or I got, whatever it is tangibly that you can touch, and that's your reward. But in all reality, for your spirituality, you have to look at what's your reward inside, because happiness will come like this. It'll be like a roller coaster. So I can get a house and be really happy and feel rewarded, and then a fire comes and wipes it completely out, which happened last year for a lot of people, and wipes it completely out. Then you're unhappy. Okay, whereas if you have a spiritual joy, then you actually have something that you're going to hold on to. It's like a memory. It's like a good memory. Nobody can take it away from you. This is a happiness. This is a fulfillment. Remembering your wedding day for some people, that was the happiest time of their life. Having a baby and watching that baby come out and be birthed, that is joy. That's something you cannot take away. So somebody's spirituality is more on the earth side and the material side, which is probably going to change a little bit in the future. Okay. Some of the good qualities, though, of this that may help you is that you can have a balance between the two. So somebody can have a balance between the two, but you have to acknowledge that the future, you have to pay attention on how you want that future to be. Do you want it to be more earthly with materialistic things, or do you want it to be more spiritual and happy, compassionate, joyful, loved, feeling loved? When it's interesting that comes up, because what is the thing that every single human being on this earth wants? We actually are all connected, and we all have this one thing that we want more than anything on this earth, and that is love. And what is divine? Love. What does he talk about? Love. What does any spiritualist or any, pastor or minister talk about? Love. Sort of interesting, isn't it? And what is it that we fight against? Love. What is it that we fight for? Love. What is it that it just keeps going and going and going. So the thing is here, your spirituality, love is an emotion. Love is unconditional. It can be conditional depending on who is doing it. But if it's conditional, then it's more worldly. Okay, very different. Very, very different. Okay, so then we have the Chariot, and we have the Queen of Swords. Okay. Again, this letting go doesn't want to move forward. For somebody, they don't want to let go because then they're going to have to know the truth, accept the truth. And so if somebody's left, then maybe they left for their own reasons. However, if they left, or you left, or whatever happened, you have to look at yourself in all the relationship and communication, not the other person. So when you go through this process, you have to let go of certain things. You have to let go of saying that you were right sometimes. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I said it incorrectly. Maybe I need to learn how to articulate myself, because the truth comes out that this is what's stifling your movement. But letting go is saying, okay, I didn't have control of it. I tried to have control of it, and look what happened. He left. She left. I tried to stay in power. I tried to stay, that, and even if you tried to do your best, you have to look at it. Was it the best for that other person, or was it best for you? Thank you for that. That was beautiful. And that's the thing, is in letting go, you have to let go of yourself. Okay. You have to let go of what it is from the past. So we have to decide that, maybe I'm not always right. Maybe I am broken. Maybe I do need to change. Maybe I do need to be honest and authentic with myself. Thank you for that. So they're saying, be honest and true to yourself. Be authentic to yourself, because what you are to yourself is what you are to others. And if you're faking it, then how can you actually be true to somebody? Because you're not actually being true to yourself and being honest in telling them who you are. And why is that scary for a lot of people? It's because you want to be loved. You want to be respected. You want to be cared for. You don't want them to go away. Yeah. This is a slow process, definitely, for somebody, this letting go, because it's a new way of learning how to do something. But if you walk in truth and authenticity, then you become limitless. You become limitless. And you're like, well, what do you mean by that? Because when you share yourself of who you are, then you can actually express anything in authenticity. Whereas if I have to fake it till I make it, I have to be constantly thinking, what did I say? How did I do it? How did I tell this person I was? And then I'm this to another person and that to another person. You've got to constantly be thinking, and that's an earthly thing, and you are limiting yourself. Does that make sense? Okay. And then the process gets all messed up for your future because you're living so many different, I hate to say it, lies, that you're not your authentic self. So try being your authentic self, trying to let go of that fake person that maybe is in there, or and this may not be you. This may be somebody that you know that is like this. Just be yourself. How many times have you heard that? Just be yourself. Just be yourself. Because that actually just opens the door to so many other things. All right. Let's see what else we got here. But the movement is going to be slow. You're just going to have patience, because whenever you heal a piece of you, it does take time. It does take time. It's not something that just comes overnight. Yeah, exactly. Yes. So we have the Ace of Wands, a brand new beginning, Page of Swords, and then, yeah, we have the Five of Swords because somebody still wants to have that ego there. Somebody still wants to have that pride in controlling. But you know what? Sometimes we give up control. There's a lot more peace, a lot more energy, a lot more everything to give. All right. So be sure that and somebody's going to actually come with an ego, and that's going to try to hold you up. Okay. So somebody is actually going to try to come with you, and they're going to try to say, hey, that's full of bunk. Don't do that. What are you doing? Don't, that's sort of being silly, that kind of a thing. That person doesn't want you to grow. That person is going to feel left behind. So don't pay attention to that. That's their ego, their pride, because they don't want to change. So there's somebody is coming towards you with that. Yeah, they don't want to change, but the divine is trying to show you that if you let go of certain things, new doors will open, and that is the Sun. And with that is very, very vulnerable. Okay, this is sort of like the Libra reading, where if you show your vulnerability, that will actually drop down walls, that will create new doors to open. That again, limitless with your spider web. Okay, definitely will be opening some doors. Okay, and Ace of Pentacles, you got a lot of offerings here. You got the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, a lot of newness. Now this is going to be up to you. All this newness that is coming into you, aces can bring you a newness and say, here, I'm going to give it to you. But it's your choice if you want to stay stuck or if you want to actually move forward and take that offering. That's going to be up to you. So you have a choice to move forward and have some more beautiful things, but be patient with that. Okay, this is something beautiful being offered. And in the center of that is this little bugger here that has an ego and pride. So somebody is going to come up to you or, try to sabotage this newness that you're trying to authenticate, the authentic you. You're trying to bring her or him out, and you're trying to be yourself, who God created you to be. And somebody's going to try to buck it, and you're going to just say, ain't going there. You're going to ignore them and keep moving forward, because there's more rewards. This is about your progress here. This is about moving forward, progress, growing up, getting up to the next level, and that is to be the authentic you. And the only way you can do that is by letting go of the old you so that you can build the new you. Okay. So that is really, really huge. All right. So, gosh, 20 minutes already. So I'm going to go ahead and do the love readings. Now, there isn't any love in this. This is all about working on you and letting go. So I'm going to do love reading. So if you're not in a relationship, this may not resonate with you. If you're looking for a relationship, I would say this is not the time to, if this is you, whoever this is, trying to rebuild a new foundation, a new core, because you're going to let go of old stuff and you're going to have a new you, a new limitless you. That's what you need to focus in on, because you do not want to bring another person in relationship or whatever until you are healed and you say, okay, this is my authentic me. This is me, who I am. Now, maybe if you're in the progress of that, maybe you've already done the letting go and that you are this new person and you are being you and you're walking in absolute truth, then you're ready. You've got to do your healing, though, before you can actually walk into a love relationship. Okay. This could also mean, this love and relationships could also mean family, could be mean a friend as well. Because we think of, as soon as we say the word relationships, we think of, romantic or intimate. Doesn't always have to be that way, Okay. So the Divine's card on that is the spiral dancer. Definitely. So it's the number 5, and it is about your perception. And it's about the path that you're taking with this other person. It is your perception. You got to make sure that you're on the same page, because this is a number 5, which says that you're really not on the same page. So we have to figure out, and that I would say is through communication that needs to happen. So if you're with somebody or just starting a relationship, you need to get each other's perception. You have to know what that other person is thinking, what they're intending, because as we date or if we go into love or intimate relationships, we really don't know what they're thinking unless we ask. And a lot of the times they may say something, but you can tell by their body language and how they say things and what they're looking and how they're looking at you, if maybe they're shy to say the truth. Or did they tell the truth? Were they honest and open about that? So looking at the perception. So you don't want to go in circles like the spiral dancer here. You don't want to go in circles. You want to be able to communicate everything clearly with what you're doing in your relationship. Yeah, definitely. Again, clear communication. Remember, we were talking about that, and then they typed that wrong. It should be WHAT, not WHTA. That's cute. So what do you need to release? So instead of going in circles in your communication, you need more clarity, and you need to release that. You need to say, I just need to be a little bit more clear on what you meant by that. Because again, we're using the word release, mean letting go. And in the full moons, we're in the waning moon, I believe. Yep, exactly. When you're in the releasing time of the moon, you're waning, which means you're releasing, letting go of all this negative energy, letting go of all this past junk, letting go of all that. So it's time to really get down to the nitty gritty and get to the truth so that you don't keep going in circles. And you get their perception first in communication and what they, ask them what their love language is. You don't need to be telling about you all the time. Ask them, so that you can receive, and then you can release your unlimitedness of what you are. If you're authentic you, if you are talking about you and being your honest you. And if you are with a partner, you should not be shy to tell your partner whatever you need or want, or you need to release, or they need to release. If you can't be open in that, then it might not be the right partner, or you have to ask yourself, why can I not be my authentic self with this person? That is a deep, deep core question, because then you have to face the truth. that maybe this partner may be not the right partner, might not be, maybe we make better friends, maybe, you know, whatever it is. But that's the whole idea, is to look at the truth. You've got two truths together side by side. So this is why I say talking absolute truth, talking authentic truth yourself, and that kind of a thing. All right? All right, Aquarius, that is your reading for today. Now, don't forget to do the dailies. They're 1 minute, Monday through Friday. Those will be posted early in the morning. So don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll be notified when those are on. And then don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hopefully bring somebody the next time that you come. That would be great. And I hope you guys have a great week. And don't forget to walk in absolute love and truth. Take care.